Black Girls podcast. I'm Aries.
And I am Kim.
And hopefully you had a great Valentine's Day.
Yes.
At the point that which you're seeing this. So,
or if you don't have a Valentine's, a great Galentine.
A Galentine's Day. That's what we are having. So, movie date tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner and a movie with the girls.
Yes.
Want to see the Issa Rae movie. What is it called? The photograph.
Photograph.
Okay.
Photograph.
Yeah, I think that's going to be good.
I think it is too.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've also decided that we're going to take a spontaneous trip somewhere local, not too far. Living in Dallas, you can travel 4 hours and you'll be in Oklahoma. You might be in Austin, Houston,
Louisiana.
Yeah.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
I'm cool for that though.
I don't like San Antonio. Not a fan.
I feel like we've done the Texas stuff enough. We probably should take our talents
elsewhere,
north or.
But I like going to Austin for South by Southwest.
Well, we went that one time, but
we probably need to go again and stay longer.
I need to have more purpose.
Yeah.
For being there. Like, it needs to be something I'm going to be speaking at or somebody I know.
Put that out there in the universe.
You know? So, we'll see. But, yeah.
And you can never go wrong with Houston.
That's what they say.
You've been quite a bit.
That's what they say. I have family there, so.
You went a couple of times in 2019.
Yeah, I did.
Oh. And here we are.
And here we are. And that's that on that.
That's that. And here we are in a new year.
2020 now.
New decade.
So, yeah, what's up? Oh, we got to talk about some things.
So, we're still in February, right? Still February. Still
Black History Month and Love Month.
So, what I've done personally is I've taken off every Friday.
For Black History Month.
In the month of February. In honor of my ancestors.
Come on, somebody. You better represent your ancestors.
So, they was like, what are you doing? I said, I just took Black History PTO.
I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for any time you check off.
So, it's good to get up, work early, and I'm off by 11:30, 12.
I love it.
And
so, you do what, half a day?
Mm-hmm. And whatever I decide to do. Someone says, so are you going to do anything...
Black History?
Yeah, I was like...
You're like, yeah, lay in my bed.
Correct. I might take a nap. A Black History nap.
Mm-hmm. Because your ancestors couldn't just take naps in the middle of the day.
There were no siestas.
Exactly.
I
love that.
I might go have lunch with someone. You know, the 1st February, I went to my insurance agent.
Got that life insurance situation all tied up.
You know, after the Kobe situation, it really makes you think, like, let me make sure I'm getting my affairs in order. You
just gave me an idea.
What?
We need to bring Lauren on to talk about the importance of estate planning.
Yes, we do.
For us. Because I think
especially, I would say, not especially, everyone should have it, but people who are single, right? And people who are single with children. Because
what do you have left? Like, if you say something happens to me, and then who's going to take... The estate plan's going to tell you who's going to take care of the kids, who's going to, people will be like, I got a will. That's cool just for knowledge sake.
Right.
But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of them finances and making sure that house gets transferred appropriately and your kids aren't waiting a whole year to sell the house and paying people and all that, like, it's a burden.
And who wants to leave that burden on someone?
We're going through it right now with my uncle who was single. He didn't have any kids. He didn't have a wife. And my dad literally since May... he just got an offer on the house. Like we're able to put it up for sale in January, but going through the probate process. Luckily, my best friend is a probate attorney, so she's been like, walking us through everything. Right. But it's like that's a whole year of your family member's life that
could have been avoided if you did the pre-planning.
And they couldn't properly grieve, so he only had siblings, so obviously they all are gonna just like split everything or whatever. But he didn't have any will. He had one thing where he like designated somebody like a beneficiary or something like that. But we got a plan. He has a house, when you have, especially if you have property and stuff like that.
Right.
So
that was what I did my 1st February of first Friday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go check on that and kind of make sure that is in place. And for people who are single, you want to make sure your kids are set up. Even if you are not with that person, you might want to even ask their father, are they what is the setup? Are they beneficiaries? And if they're not, you might need to explore other options.
Look, I do all my stuff independent.
Correct.
As if it's just me.
Right.
But you know,
yeah,
it's something that we got to think about. And if you're married, you need to think about it, because if you have kids, maybe you have a blended family.
Right.
What's going to happen with your
Ooh.
kids, and his kids? Like, it's stuff that just needs to be talked about, whether you want to talk about it or not. Because those families be fighting over that stuff at the end.
That's another reason why.
And if somebody got a kid that you didn't know about or something like that come out the woodworks,
see,
that would be something else.
And that's another reason why I'm not a fan of dating people with multiple children.
Oh my gosh,
girl, I don't want no problems. I only have one. She gets everything. It's no fighting. She gets it all.
Well, we got to put that in the universe for you, so you can find you somebody with 0 or 1,
etc. Set row.
Well, what me and the boys did was we went to the library in Frisco.
Okay.
And they had like a Black History celebration thing earlier this month. But it was kind of, it was but what they had was someone come in, this guy, he sang. They had a little exhibit for Martin Luther King to walk through like his life and stuff like that. Okay, and so we checked out a couple of books. We did Hank Aaron's story, because Marvin loves baseball. And then we did the story of Frederick Douglass. And so as a family, we just at night we'll read those, which we finished.
Love it.
And they remember so much, which I really love that, I tried to buy books, about Black history or just Black people or represented, or the kids in the book are Black or whatever, so that they can feel connected to the stories. And it's funny listening to the kids talk about what they remember, because I was saying something about how, a lot of most, Black people whose last name usually came from their slave master's last name, right? So like your Jackson, your Williams, Johnson, all that may have been a slaveholder's name. So LJ said, I don't like Williams no more than if my name is, if it's a slave name, slaveholder name, I don't want this no more. I said, well, that's what happened with Malcolm X. He just put X because he was like, forget that, right? So Marvin was like, yeah, because it was Malcolm Little at first. And I was like,
love it.
You better be knowing your Black facts.
I love it.
A moment of ebony excellence.
From my girl Amanda Seals.
Go see Smart, Funny, and Black if it's in your city, because it's a really fun way to learn Black history and stuff like that.
And I think it is absolutely a fun way. And
the national anthem, Black national anthem.
Yep.
We should challenge our listeners about that.
We really should.
To see how many of you know the Black national anthem. Or know that there is a Black national anthem.
National Negro, the Negro.
What do they call it?
The
Negro national anthem. But then they changed it to Black national anthem or something.
Let's see.
Let's look it up.
Negro. And so, I'm glad you're doing that. And I'm loving the fact that we're starting to not just do it in February, but in 65 days.
I'm always looking for Black, books that they can see themselves in. That's my goal with them.
You might be right.
Did they change it? James Weldon
the
Johnson?
Black National Anthem.
Yeah, because it used to be Negro, I think, when they first.
Sure did.
And then they changed it. Okay. Lift every voice. We have to challenge y'all.
I had to sing it.
We did too.
In elementary school.
Well, we didn't do it in school. We had it that was in my Girls Inc. after school.
I love it. So similar to what you all are doing, so you all are reading books. Kiara and I, we bond by laying in the bed watching different shows. So she was watching Ready to Love for me, because I'm trying to break every chain in every cycle.
Break every chain.
And we always refer back to some song or lyric.
Yeah.
So we're watching this documentary right now. I think it's on Showtime or Star. It's called America to Me.
Oh, I think that's one that I have on my list to watch.
And so it's a school that's in Oak Park, Park Forest, Illinois, not far from Chicago. I was born in Oak Park.
Uh-oh.
And so, as you know, Chicago's a pretty segregated city.
Mm-hmm.
However, Oak Park and River Forest High School, it's blended, right? So it's pretty diverse. So they went in to see what their experiences are between the two.
I think I must have.
It is.
I think I watched this already.
Did
Was it?
you?
I think it was originally on like Showtime.
Yeah.
Or something, and they're going with the kids. It's
Yes.
really heartfelt, like watching their
Yes.
past.
And you can see like the differences. Okay, he is with a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
You probably did see
I
it.
did. I watched
It
that.
was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of going through that documentary, looking through that. And Kiara's like, I can actually relate.
Because there's something they're going to pull up. I think they talk about like the prom. There were like some controversy. I think that ended up happening. I don't know.
I don't think I got that far, but
yeah.
Actually, I saw one of my coworkers. Her daughter was on there. I was like, that little girl looks familiar.
And it was your daughter's?
It was one of my
your coworker's
my
daughter?
former coworker's daughter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was pretty interesting. So that's what we do. And Kiara's really good with Black history. So, and she's a seeker and her curiosity. So she goes out to find her own information.
I love that.
Yeah, she told me, she was the one who told me, Martin Luther King's name really wasn't Martin. It was Michael. I was like,
gotta learn some stuff.
Right. Like, well, teach me then.
Teach me. Yeah, I think, we always do that, Black History Month come, we're like, Black History Month is every month, which it should be, because I like that we can kind of take a pause and really focus in on it, but I do think that as Black people, we need to take that into our own hands to actually make sure we are learning and teaching our kids, because if you just leave it to the school,
they won't.
Forget it.
And I love how you're being intentional, so knowing that, Marvin loves baseball, let's show him who was the first Black baseball player.
Yep.
And I remember first watching that movie, the Hank Aaron movie, because it was a movie back in the day, and it was about.
Because you got your Jackie Robinson, your
Yep.
Hank Aaron. I mean, there's so many. And actually, I took a baseball history class in college. I know that sounds so weird, but
Wow.
my dad was a player,
Right.
and I was around baseball a lot when I was coming up, and so it's actually a story about how Jackie Robinson was the face. He was not the first one that actually
Correct.
went into the major leagues. He just was the one that kind of was the most clean-cut kind of one to put out in the forefront, to let you know how strategic they were when they would, who they would allow kind of in the circle of the, what they would consider the elite. But back then, that wasn't elite because he was still getting dogged out, during
Exactly.
games, and teammates who didn't want to play with him and all that kind of stuff. And so I think, it's valuable to learn that stuff, especially if it's something that the kids are interested in.
I agree.
And stuff. Speaking of Black elite, this little story that's been coming up lately.
Which one?
Well, I feel very passionate about this particular.
She's very passionate.
I know. I'm not gonna be like that when I talk about it, though. I'm gonna try to be very I'm just gonna put it out there.
Let's go.
So, when Kobe Bryant and his daughter passed away in a helicopter crash, everybody was affected by it, I feel like. It just really took us, I feel like it was way longer of a kind of down, I don't even want to say depression, but kind of like people were really affected and talking about it for longer than typical internet time frames for news. You know how we'll see something and then 48 hours we on to something different. I feel like we really had kind of been dealing with this for a while. And, there was a interview that Gayle King did with Lisa Leslie, because Lisa Leslie and Kobe were really close, since the beginning, And it was a long interview about a lot of different things, but there was just the one particular part of the interview where she asks Lisa about, does she feel like his legacy is tarnished because of the charges or whatever from
the rape charges way back. Yeah,
and Lisa, first of all, I thought she was very classy and she handled it perfectly.
Absolutely. With integrity.
With integrity. She was very succinct. She said what she said, and it was what it was. Exactly. And so she said, no, he has never been a person that has been aggressive or done anything. I don't know that person. If that, that's not him. And then she doubled down, Gayle, that is, on saying, well, people are saying, she just kept on pushing it or whatever. And basically Lisa told her that, she felt that the media needs to be respectful at this time.
Absolutely.
Because, the man just died and he's not even in the ground yet,
And honestly, who are we to even judge.
Exactly.
That is not even up to us.
And why? But here's what I was concerned. Like, why are you talking to Lisa about that specifically?
Right.
I think it would have been better. I mean, I didn't see the whole interview. You don't have to see it for this part. You know, it's really just you didn't need to ask
that
this
part. I really don't want to see the rest of it
at all. And because I was like, that don't even make sense. Like, why would that be a part of this dialogue? She also was friends with him, so you need to be sensitive to that. And his family and his daughters. Like, you could, and so Lisa said something like, you know, they've had plenty of years to ask him himself about that. Don't ask that after that man died. Like, that's not cool. And so my viewpoint on that, okay, let me keep it going before I tell my viewpoint. So what happened was, after that clip showed on the internet, Snoop Dogg took to his Instagram with his headscarf on. He cracks me up every time he comes out with that scarf. And he basically went street on her with his reaction. You know, he handled it with the street, you know, version of how you, he didn't even, ain't no grace. He gave her street justice, basically. He didn't handle it the same way Lisa did. It wasn't none of that. He just was like, you know, why are you coming for him and trying to tarnish his legacy by even bringing that up? Like, you're supposed to be one of us.
Right.
Why, you know, there's plenty of journalists that are doing that, and they are not, you know, non-black people that are doing this. We ain't even gonna talk about them. We hold you to a higher standard.
Absolutely.
You know, just as an African American woman that has a moral you know, some kind of integrity or something, empathy for the family. You know, you should be using this platform for more than this. And so he took to with some colorful language. And that part, you know, I understood where he was coming from as far as his passion, because that's how you talk when you're dealing with somebody in the street.
Yep.
And she's just not a street person, and neither is a lot of the people who got offended by it, which I thought it was rough. I'm not going to lie. It was like, whoa, you didn't have to go there, because I knew that was going to become the focal point of the conversation from that point on. Like, we're not even talking about what happened no more. We're talking about his language.
Exactly.
Right? Which I feel like it distracted from the point, though the point was valid, in my opinion. She should not have asked that. But
and that's what started it.
That's what started. So we got all the way off the point because people were coming back to her defense and stuff, because the next day she came not even apologize. She just came back trying to justify
Clean it up.
Yeah, blaming it on her, you know, on CBS and this would happen if y'all had seen the whole thing and all that. And she never said anything about this man's family. She never apologized, saying, you know what, I should have not asked that question. I should have thought about it a little more. She never
took accountability or responsibility for her part.
At all.
There we go.
And then, so, fast forward, then I guess they probably, Susan Rice went to her Twitter and basically threatened Snoop with war, almost. Like, you come for Gayle King, you come with an army, against an army, and you're not going to win, it ain't going to be pretty and all this stuff. And I was just like, wait a minute. Like, we need to come together again. We need a meeting. We need a meeting with the blacks.
Tell your dirty laundry and put that out there for everybody to see.
We need a black meeting to come together and let's
do that.
talk, because I felt like we got so far off of the points. It just went way left. But I guess the pressure got on because Oprah, she went on TV crying, saying that Gayle wasn't doing well and she was getting death threats and stuff. It was just kind of extra to me, because I'm like, Oprah really was like, she's not doing well. You know, Oprah does. And I'm just
she'll be here tomorrow, by the way.
I know. I was like, you're doing it too much. That was just way extra. Because I felt like it was that moment of when a black person responds to something.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking it out of, because I do feel like there is a difference sometimes with that black elite and the general public black, where it's you kind of got a little washed over here. So you're saying, you know, now let's protect Gayle, but I'm like, let's get back to the point, okay?
The question should have never been posed.
It should have never been asked. And he got some pressure, I think, from that Oprah camp, you know, and her influence and stuff. that he came back again, you know, and kind of apologized. He did kind of justify his comment the first time, saying like, I did not mean harm to that lady, because he was letting her know like, you come for us again, like you're gonna get got, but in the way of like with
not
the blacks.
not actually physically getting got.
No, it was like how Black Twitter will drag you, you know, like that. That's what I interpreted it as at first. So he's like, I'm not trying to hurt this lady. Like, she's older. I'm not even going to do her like that. He called her 7 years old. He said she was 70.
I think she's like
61.
Something like that,
I cracked up. I said, that was shade. He's like, I am not trying to harm no 70-year-old woman like that.
And you know, you add years to a black woman.
Years.
That's a...
You being shady.
Yeah.
So he apologized again, saying, you know, I shouldn't have said that, and blah, 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 blah. And I don't know. I just felt like this is the part where I don't feel like, and this is going to sound very bad, but I feel like, you know, when you get super, super high up sometimes, because she's Oprah's BFF. She literally, we only know her because
of Oprah.
I don't know nothing about your life.
I was like, I didn't even know she was in journalism. And I just thought she was Oprah's best friend.
Basically. But she had to get a job so she could kind of validate herself. But, you know, I was like, I don't feel like she even identifies as like one of us like that.
I need to research her. Like, where did she come from? What's her background?
She literally has been Oprah's best friend since the 80s. Like, that's all I know.
That might be, well.
But, yeah, so sometimes you can kind of forget that, you know. I didn't like that because I also felt like, you know, it became a thing of like, why are you as a black woman attacking black men? And then it was like, why are you as a black man attacking a black woman?
Right.
So everybody felt like they had to come to each other's defense. And you got certain celebrities who are kind of in that same elite were protecting Gayle, and the other like hood people was supporting the Snoop. And it was just this thing, and I was like, I hate this. Like, we
don't look good in front of company.
It don't look good at all. And I was just like, why can't we all, I feel like Rodney King, can we all just get along? This is ridiculous. Like, for real though, right?
It really is.
I'm like, we got to get back to loving each other, y'all. For real.
I mean, we just got off of Christmas in Kwanzaa, right? Emoji.
Ain't nobody practicing Kwanzaa.
Unity.
I know. It's supposed to be. That's why it got created in the first place.
We have lost so much love and unity amongst each other.
I think we need to really realize, because I do believe our culture as Americans, it will whitewash us. It will whitewash you into forgetting kind of what's real. You know, like what's the reality in the situation, because it's really like the more money you get, you kind of, your skin color can kind of start fading a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Michael Jackson.
Start fading. So it's like, okay, we need to just remember that if you get access to opportunity, you need to reach, you know, you should still be trying to bring people in. You know, it's like, I'm that type where I get a door, I'm opening the door until they tell me they got to close that thing on us.
No more.
I'm in. Come on, y'all. Everybody come on in. And then they be like, too many, you know. That's me. That's to a fault sometimes. But
is that what Harriet did?
Harriet was not playing no game. I finally saw that movie.
I want to see it.
I saw it on an airplane. And so it was really good.
It was worth it.
Ooh, she went through some things. I was like,
find it.
I loved that movie. I really did. Okay. I want to go back and watch it again because I really was inspired by her in a lot of ways. Because she was not taking no for an answer. She was not playing no games with nobody. And she just was, she was blessed. You know, they talk about she used to hear from God, and he was the one who led her. She never, I don't think she had lost anybody when she was, at least in the movie, I don't know what the time frame was. They were showing how she hadn't lost anybody along the way.
Okay.
As far as like people dying, because usually people die, you know, as you're trying to free them, going through all that.
Well, we can watch it on YouTube for $5.99.
No, it's on like somewhere for free. One of these things, Prime or Netflix or something.
It's not on Netflix yet.
We'll find it.
Okay.
But yeah, I want us to get back to black love. We want some black love now, y'all.
Where is it?
Where is the love you say?
And how do we get back to
it? I think we just need to choose. We just need to choose each other. when it's important. You know what I mean? Like, it started with, I remember back when I was young and dating, and guys used to come to my house and bring flowers when they came. Did that ever happen back in those days? Like, in your day?
I did get flowers.
I just feel like it was more like,
We didn't
oh,
have
I'm trying to win your heart, you know, kind of thing. And then it came like, I don't love
But
these
then
hoes.
you have all these like negative influences of social media telling you like
Music too.
that too.
And Snoop, he was
Because I
one of
remember
them.
someone brought me roses. You remember Next,
The group.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
They brought me the single on a cassette tape.
Oh, making CDs for each other. Remember that? Did you ever do
Yes.
that? I did. I had like
Yes.
Tony's CD. I probably still got it. You know, I'll be keeping everything. And so that was because you'd be like, let me think of songs that make me think about this person. And I like that kind of
I
stuff.
think now we're so defensive of getting hurt.
Yeah, everybody's trying
So
to
we
be a
put
thug.
up a defense, right? Everybody wants to be a thug, even women.
Oh, yes.
And we're just...
Because you don't want to seem thirsty or nothing. But I think it's bigger than the romantic relationships, too. Like, for Valentine's Day, my ex-husband, he always has the boys get me something for Valentine's Day.
I love it.
You know, like if they're going to come with me or be with me, he'll make sure they have something to at least bring me a flower or something, a card. And this year, I had to go to the store to get them stuff for their classroom. And then I got them a card and teddy bear and stuff.
So now that you're doing that, what I hope you are showing and instilling in them, they're seeing that they're on the receiving end, right? Because they usually give too. That they'll continue to keep that tradition going.
And everybody wants to feel special.
They do.
You want to feel loved and all that stuff. So I feel like I didn't want them to feel like it's just me. It was actually me paying it forward because my dad, he sends me flowers every year. So I had got those flowers from my dad, and then I was going to the grocery store. I was like, I'm going to give my baby something because I want them to feel special.
Yes.
Just because they're boys don't mean they don't want to feel. Too. And they were so excited about their little stuff. They're like, because it was like a little teddy bear with a heart baseball, heart-shaped,
right.
You know, baseball.
Related to the sport that they
exactly.
Respect the sport.
And so
you know you have to keep that going, right?
I know. I like
but
that.
It's the thought that counts. It's not even the cost of the gift. Just
exactly.
the fact that, like, Kiara has brought me things like she knows I love footies. So I remember one day I came in for work. She had a note right here on my laptop with some footies like, I thought about you. I saw these. Love you. And I'm like, oh.
Aww.
So it's really not necessarily the gift, but just to say, you know what? You thought about me. You know that I like footies. It's simple, but it's profound.
Exactly. That's why I feel like we need to just start doing stuff like that. Like good gestures that we can like just put a little spark in each other's life and care about.
Yeah, you know, hey girl, let's go to lunch. My treat.
Exactly.
Something simple, you know. Let's go to the movies.
Dinner and a movie.
Dinner and a movie.
I kept telling everybody like Kim was my date for Valentine's Day. And they're like,
I think we're Gayle and Oprah over here.
I'm like, we're not Gayle and Oprah, but you know, I don't know.
But we might, well, you know, Gayle and Oprah, don't they hit the road?
They hit the road.
Yeah, we're gonna hit the road.
We're gonna do a road trip. You know,
quick road trip.
We're the black Gayle and Oprah. The real black Gayle and Oprah.
The bold and black. The bold Gayle and Oprah.
Exactly. So yeah, I think we just need to start, you know, being a little more vulnerable and showing people how much we care, saying that we care, apologizing when we're wrong. I'm doing more of that. And I actually feel like it's freeing. It's more freeing.
It is freeing.
To just let it go and be, you know, share of yourself. Thank you. And speaking of doing that, I have a card for my friend Kim.
Oh, you want me to open it or what?
Yeah, open it. That's the fun part. Like I really, back in my old school days when I didn't have money, I would go to the store and spend hours in there buying a card for everybody that sounded like them.
Oh, I like this.
You want to read it?
I will read it. Okay.
It's so cute.
I can't cry because I don't have ovaries anymore.
Okay.
So it says, blessed with the best of friends. How and why do friendships start? And why do they keep going? What keeps the conversation good? The tears and the laughter flowing? Who can say each one's unique? Some people simply click, and suddenly they find themselves true friends through thin and thick. By definition, friends are those who love us just because they celebrate our talents and they overlook our flaws. A friend's the greatest gift in life, and I'm blessed without a doubt because I've got the greatest friend who knows me inside and out.
Yay!
Thank you.
I love you.
That was so sweet.
See, I was like, I gotta give my girl
I
time.
love
Since you're my
this.
date, you know.
Right.
You gotta take care of each other, because when
You
we
really
become
do.
old ladies, we might be old ladies.
Well, I
that
read
need
an
to take care of
article.
each other.
So I read an article, and I think I sent it
Of course
to
you
you.
did.
Did I send you this
You
article?
did, about the older ladies that are
Older black women
when they get
65
single.
and up, because we're losing black men. Typically, men pass before men. I don't know why we're living longer.
before women.
Even though we go through the most and
I
do
know.
the most,
Because we strong.
our hearts are strong. So we're lasting longer than our male counterparts. And it was saying that instead of going to nursing homes, we need to start thinking about
Alternative plans.
co-housing together. And I was like, that's not a bad idea, because I don't know if I would want to be at a home. I would rather live with a friend.
Because they said that, like, when you have someone to care for or to care about, like, you live longer. So, like, having that community. And friendship. Yeah, it's like, we'll be like, I saw that story. I don't know who it was who told the story about, like, the older ladies who every morning they call each other just to make sure they woke up. Like,
well, no, that's true.
Hey,
because
girl.
guess what? If you're living
get
alone,
older.
someone said that in an article that they fear that no one would find them.
Yeah.
How long would they be there? Like, you
with
really,
no family
like, I
and
didn't
stuff
even
like
think
that.
about that. Like,
Yeah.
if you are single, you do need to have somebody that you're in contact with every day. Because just the other day, I was sitting at my desk, and lady's husband, he was found dead in their vacation home.
See?
And so she called the neighbor to say, hey, go check on him. He was sitting at the bar dead.
Oh, my God. Yeah, see, that's why we got to really... I just want us to get back to that community piece.
Because
of what we used
really
to
not
have.
promised to us, and then, you know, we reflect on the Kobe, and then we go back to the foolishness.
Exactly.
So it's like...
It's like, how much are we actually...
applying.
Yeah, because even with that reaction to the situation, is, you know...
We've still lost sight of us.
Our empathy is not there the way it needs to
not.
be. You know? I don't know. I'm trying to make it... I just want it to be like...
More unity.
Yeah. We're going to get there. I think we need to get there.
We need to work on our kids, too.
Yeah.
You know, learning, and we keep talking about this, like, everybody's not for you either. And be okay with that. But you can still respect them.
Yeah. I'm just going to treat people the way that I want to be treated.
Right.
If you are disrespectful to me, I will separate myself from you.
Correct.
I'm not going to continue to be around that. I'm not going to respect that. I'm going to respect myself enough to stay away from anything that's negative.
Because I teach people how to treat me.
And not for me.
Which goes to an article I think I sent you.
Go listen to the Scratching and Surviving podcast from
Comes out
Friday.
every Friday.
Last Friday's
It's a
episode,
great
I
one.
just talked about the exact same thing.
Aww.
Teaching people how to treat you, controlling your emotions.
Yeah.
Because these are things that I'm not the one that want to come back and be like, I apologize for the way I said this. I mean, I'm apologize when I'm wrong, but like when you could have avoided it because you just did something out of just emotion, and then you got to backtrack. I don't like that.
Right.
I don't
And
like
you
that
know
part.
what? Well, before we go on, this weekend we did have Pods and PR host
Yes.
us. So shout out
Tiffany and
Alex.
Pods and PR.
Yes. We had a great time, and it was great dialogue, but you could tell.
Some people still have some emotion on some things.
Yeah, and a lot of times we have to figure out what is that in us.
Dig deep. Find it. Because what happens is I'm hurt up in there that has not healed, you know, or something that is
Triggering it.
Triggering, exactly. So it's like, I think we really do need to invest in some type of coaching, therapy, something
I wish we had
that makes you feel...
group therapy. Because I think sometimes, wait, what?
I don't want to be in that group. I can't
Some people need group
do it.
therapy.
Some people might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you feel like, okay, it's not just me, you can relate.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to go by themselves.
I'd rather go by myself.
I'm an only child, so I'm used to be by
And
myself.
people be getting on my nerves and all them problems.
I
I'll be like, okay, next, can we move on? Heck, I'm messing up somebody else's therapy
she's
session.
she's working on patience in 2020.
I'll be like, okay, we done this 1,000,000 times now. Can we move on? Heck, it's sensitive. Sorry, messing up somebody else's growth.
What did we just talk about?
No, that's why I know myself.
Okay.
I gotta go by myself. I would not sign up for that.
So you can work on that.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna sign up for my own individual thing.
You might just need to show us some love. Like, and I went and looked for the girl because I'm like, she need a hug.
She really did.
Needed a hug.
Yeah.
And she was from my city, which
She is representing her All-Star Weekend that's in Chicago.
All the way in down.
This weekend?
It's this weekend.
Well, last weekend for y'all.
Right.
But yeah, we just need to do it. Period.
And you know, a lot of that hurt could be the way you grew up, where you grew up. We already know that.
All of it.
So we just need to heal and deal.
And really start the ones that, you know, for me, it's interesting because I feel like I come from that mixed background of straight up hood, welfare, food stamps, all that, Section 8, you know, to suburbia, basically.
That was a drastic change.
That was like, you know, it was gradual though. You know, it was like, it was stair steps to it. But what I have is vision on both sides. So I have a certain level of compassion now. Like, I won't even say now, but I have a certain level of compassion. Like somebody be like, oh, they so ghetto or this, and that. And I just be like, I realize that when we say that, we're talking about a mentality that a lot of it is because of a lack of exposure, a lack of knowledge, a lack of people around them that are doing anything else. And so when you take people and put them in a situation where they're struggling all the time, you're going to have, you know, fights and drama and all that stuff because you're scraping for scraps. You know, you're just trying to get what you can get for you and yours.
Podcast, Scratching and Surviving.
That's why that's the name of the podcast, because and then you got people who move up and then they forget either where they came from, acting like you're better than that because you're not there anymore. And it really isn't that. Like, I used to tell people that I grew up with, because I go home and they'll be like, we knew you was going to be a businesswoman, you know, something like that.
Businesswoman, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I always would be like trying to hurry up, go to school. Like, I had my focus because I saw something that they didn't see. I was exposed to something that they didn't get exposed to at the same time.
To see that.
All I needed was one moment to get me, but they hadn't even had that. So it's like I could come back and tell you what I saw, but unless you saw it yourself, it may not have the same effect on you. You know what I mean? So, I think we need to have more compassion for each other and really stop like acting like we're better than somebody, because that's what the white supremacists are doing.
Help them.
That's the same thing as white supremacy.
Yep.
That is what we're talking about as far as people feeling like they're better than you because of skin. You know, that's the same thing. Oh, I'm over here. I live over here. I'm better than you. No, really, we're not. We all got issues.
We really do.
So it don't matter where you live
or where you come from. You
got billionaires jumping off of bridges. You know, it don't matter. So we, as a community, we need to be better at, you know, loving on each other. I love my black men. I don't care what y'all talking about. So when if I talk about y'all, I'm going to talk to your face.
Yep.
You know, when I see something that's just like trifling. But I'm not going to ever just be no male basher talking about all black men be acting like this or that. No, that's not true.
I might dislike your ways,
independently.
But I'm going to love you.
Exactly. So it's like we just got to give each other some grace. And same thing on the other side as far as black women, you know, and men. I just feel like we have a kind of volatile overall relationship, you know, as far as what's kind of put out there, and I don't like it. I want us to get back to
more
being all on each other.
Got your back. You can count on me.
Exactly.
Like,
count on
because
me.
I think a lot of times we think like they're after me or
against me. You're the enemy.
Yes.
No, that's what happens in a lot of marriages and relationships when you start making your partner the enemy. It's never going to go well. If you were like, we on this team and somebody's trying to get us, then we're going to be more united when we're feeling like it's us against the world.
Right.
That's what we need to be on together. Black women with black women, black men with black men, black men with black women. You know what I mean? Like, all together. We shouldn't be bickering as sisters. No. Brothers shouldn't be bickering each other. Like, we need to just all try to get some kind of, you know, unity. That's the word.
Unity and community.
I like it.
All right.
Unity in the community.
I love it. So, in that article,
yes,
we talked about, because we wanted to incorporate Black history into this particular episode. So yes. I was like, I wanted to find some women, because we're women.
Of course.
So, I have a quote here from Alice Walker, and it says, everything that happens to us teaches us if we are open to it.
That's a word.
So, those lessons learned, this whole Gayle and Snoop, it's like, okay, let's learn from that. What does that teach us?
How can we learn from that?
Yep. And then we have to look within our own individual experience to see what is the lesson.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times when you don't learn the lesson, it will come back.
And if you're not open, that was very key to me. Because if you're not open to the change, what did it say? What was it?
Everything that happens to us teaches us if we're open to it.
Because if you don't learn the lesson, that's what it is. Like, you going through things,
you're not open, you won't learn it.
You're going to continue to repeat it, or you're going to continue to fall for the same thing. You need to learn, be open to something different, right? If there is a lesson in everything.
Everything.
But if you don't pick it up, then now you missed it, and you're probably going to have to go through it again. Yeah. Because I know I didn't repeat it a bunch of those.
And it goes for these relationships, too. I tell people all the time, do the lessons learned.
Because I'll be like, I date the same dude with a different face. Basically. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about, like, patterns.
Yep.
And then you have to catch yourself and be like, hold on. Hey, this is the same situation. Before it goes to where it went last time, we're going to put a pause here. And then the next time you'll see it way further behind, ahead. And then you can stop it all together. But it's a process, right?
It really is. Which goes into our next and last quote.
The one I love.
So it says, if you don't understand yourself, you don't understand anybody else.
Now just hold on. Let that just
marinate. Let me say it one more time.
Yeah, let that breathe.
If you don't understand yourself, you don't understand anybody else.
I mean, think about that. How am I going to relate? It starts with me. It's just like when the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love your neighbor. You don't know how.
And it says, in the same way that you must love yourself to be good at loving others.
Yes.
You must understand yourself to have any hope of understanding someone else.
That alone, I just feel like that they need to let the Spirit talk to them about that one. Just keep marinating on that, because it's real. Like, we up here trying to figure out everybody else and it's their fault and blame this and do that and this was going on with them. Hold on.
It's me.
I want to be the master of Aries. I want to have mastered all these little, obviously I'm not going to be as good as God because this is his masterpiece, but I want to study myself and learn my quirks and my little tics and things that make me do this and what triggered me because of my childhood that I can control now, and what are the things that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff that if you can understand what your triggers are and your, motivations are and all these things, then when you see someone else going through something or dealing with something, you can see it in them.
Yep. And you can help them.
You know what you might want to think about is this. You know what I mean?
And based on your open to it as well. Exactly. On the receiving end.
And that's another thing, is like being able to receive feedback and maybe constructive criticism sometimes. Yeah. But I think if you're doing it in love and you're getting it from people who love you, like, it's your job as a receiver to make sure you, like, this person is not going to... If Kim come to me and be like, Aries, you was out of pocket.
Right.
I'm going to be like, ooh, I must really be out of pocket, because I know that she cares for me. She's not going to just be like, I'm coming to tell you out of pocket just so I can say you out of pocket to be, like, you're not meaning it.
I mean, and you gave me constructive feedback last week, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right.
And I just feel like when we do that for each other, because you are my business.
Right.
I'm your business.
Correct.
We are each other's business. We should be caring enough about each other to say, I don't know. Like, let's think about that again.
But we had to build that trust too. So,
yes.
I think a lot of times
it starts with that.
It does.
Yeah. We could do it. We're going to do it, people. just plan to do it in your own life. Start with your immediate family if you have to, and then work your way out, into the community. Because some families, we not talking to each other. We still doing that old drama of, you don't even know why cousin Ray Ray not talking
He's so silly.
Auntie.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And I need to do a better job of making sure you reach out to your family, because sometimes with your friends, you see your friends more just because they're out of convenience sometimes.
And our families, there are people in our families that would get offended by that because they're like, oh, you over there with your little friends, but you can't come to the family function.
Right.
I know I got family like that. And that's real though.
It is.
Or, oh, you care more about, whatever this thing is that you're involved in. And so we can learn a lesson from that. Yeah, maybe have a little more balance in that.
It's balance.
Anywho, so what we'll do is tell y'all about because we're going to go on our little road trip tomorrow.
Because we're both spontaneous.
Yeah, so we're going to get up early and get in the car, and we'll decide what we're going to do. And I think we're going to record while we're out.
I think so too.
Yeah, so I got some little portable equipment we're going to bring, and maybe we'll bring you along. So make sure you're following us on Instagram at boldblackgirls. We're not on Twitter like that no more.
No.
Not really. I mean, we're on there, but not really on there. Go to boldblackgirls.com, get your Bold Black Girls t-shirts, and sign up for our newsletter. We have a pretty nice little group of people right now, and so you can learn all about whatever we got going on, and we won't spam you.
We promise we won't.
Nah. So we just let you know what's going on.
What's the call to action? I think there are a couple of things.
Yeah.
One, engage yourself with your history, right? Your kids.
Yes. Yourself. If it's just you, then that's important.
Yeah.
To know where you're going, you need to know where you've been.
And I would say the second is be more unified.
Yeah. And let's keep our business on the street.
Please.
I'm just saying. That could have been a one-on-one conversation.
It really could have. Everything does not have to go on social media.
It doesn't. Stop using that as a diary and event session. I just have to do that. And my nephew, he probably will be listening to this episode. I had to go off on him about doing stuff like that. I'm like, Brad, I know you're Gen Z. They like to
but
put their business out there. And I'm like, stop. You look crazy, first of all. That's for your therapist. And then don't do that. And places are looking at you for jobs and stuff from your social media.
Yeah.
They care about that stuff. So you need to care. Same thing with probably what happened with Snoop. They probably had him retract because it's
because he has that Martha Stewart and
all kinds of stuff. So you can't just be out here being free unless you're that free to where you don't need nobody else to support your...
And I mean, we could, he released that gospel CD, which I kind of like.
I didn't listen to it.
You didn't listen to it? I mean, who am I to judge?
You're not.
Right?
I'm not judging either. I just never...
he had Rance Allen on there, so
you love Rance. Yeah, I know that. So I'm not mad at you.
Looking for his son if he's out there.
Poe Rance Allen's son. Sorry to that man.
People gonna go Google who is Rance Allen.
Right,
Those who don't know gospel music.
Y'all gonna find out.
He can sing.
He can. All right, so I think they pretty much get it.
Yeah.
And we get it. We're going to work on it too, because there's times where I'll be like, venting, ready to do the same thing.
All of us.
But I'm not going to put it out on social media now. Come on, y'all. We got to be better. Do better.
Do better. Go get some green tea. Go get some counseling.
Y'all.
Just go get it.
Yep. All right, y'all. So hopefully you will have a bold week.
Black week.
And we'll see y'all next time.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.